Okay, so hopefully you got that pretty much entered in at this point. Okay, so what we would like to do is we want to look at a loan that's 4.25%, okay, for 30 years, and we're going to borrow $328,477. Okay, so let's go back to the spreadsheet. Let's start entering those things in. Okay, very important when you put in the annual interest rate, put the percent symbol after the 4.25, because if you don't, then it's going to be a 425% annual interest rate, which is, of course, ridiculously high. Okay, there's no way would it be that high. Okay, so it's a 30-year loan, and the amount that we want to borrow is $328,477. Okay, so you can see in mine when I hit the tab key, it made this column wider so that I could fit this in there. If it wasn't wide enough, it would display like this. And of course, you can always move the mouse between the column letters and make it wider until you can see it. Or here's another thing that's a nice thing in Excel. You can go to the Home tab and click on Format and then say Auto Fit Column Width, and then it makes it wide enough so that you can see everything. So when you see all those pound symbols, the hashtag type symbols, it just means that the column needs to be made wider. It's not an error or anything like that. Okay, so here, monthly payment, this is going to be equal to PMT, so it's going to use that function. As soon as I hit the left parentheses, then this help box shows up. We're only using the first three arguments. So the first one is rate, which is the annual interest rate divided by 12, because we want the monthly interest rate. Okay, so I click on this, right? I don't want to put in 4.25%. I want to put in A2 because then I can do what if analysis more easily. Okay, but that's the annual interest rate. I need the monthly interest rate, so I got to divide by 12 because there's 12 months in a year. Okay, then I'm going to put in a comma. Okay, then we have the number of periods. I'm going to click on the number of years for the loan, and there's 12 payments or 12 periods per year. So I need to multiply by 12. Okay, and then when I hit a comma, this little PV here stands for present value, and that's the negative, so I put a minus sign here, of the amount borrowed. Okay, so the formula is what you see right there. Okay, so make sure that you get the formula in correctly. Okay, so that when you hit enter here, the amount you should see is $1,615.91. Okay, so let me click here. I'll click this, and I'll show the formula again, right? So annual interest rate divided by 12 for the monthly interest rate, number of years multiplied by 12 to get the total number of months or the total number of payments, and the present value is the negative of the amount borrowed. Okay, and then so when you hit enter, that's the amount that you should get. Okay, and then we're going to enter in formulas for the extra monthly payment, the total loan payment, and then the amount of interest saved. And I'm not going to do that right away. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to fill this down several rows. Okay, and what I want to do eventually, okay, is fill it down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more rows down to my row 7. Okay, so let me do that in this spreadsheet. So I'm going to start here. and fill it down to row 7. You could do this, right? Hold the shift key down and then hit the down arrow, right arrow and then down arrow. Fill down is Control D.